Hey everyone, welcome to Sideshow's First Look. Today we'll be taking a look at the Neon Tech Iron Man with Suit-Up Gantry 6-scale collectible set by Hot Toys. The box is a massive slipcase design dominated by a matte black background overlaid by a glossy black circuit board motif. The front features a CAD-style rendering of the Mark IV Iron Man armor in its blue Neon Tech livery. Identically colored text identifying the figure as well as the movie from which it originated can be found below that illustration. The back and spine of the box are similarly decorated, with the illustration being that of the Suit-Up Gantry. Opposite the spine, we can see that the box includes two sets of slipcases, one in the usual dense styrofoam, as well as a plastic one concealed by a paper sleeve. There are a total of 4 clamshells with this set. The first contains the Neon Tech Iron Man figure there in the center, flanked below by an assortment of swap-out hands. The second clamshell holds several of the components of the Suit-Up Gantry, as well as various swap-out armor components with revealed weaponry, and a plethora of batteries for the light-up features. The third clamshell includes the remaining components for the Suit-Up Gantry, and the final clamshell contains the gantry's base. And finally, nesting between the first 2 clamshells, you'll find this set of detailed instructions. Even setting aside the gantry components, the Neon Tech Iron Man figure includes a nice assortment of display options. There's the figure itself in the center. On the right, you see the mini swap-out armor pieces with deployed weapons, including 4 sets of rocket launchers for each forearm and a pair of rocket pods for the shoulders. To the right, you can see the variety of swap-out hands, including a pair of hands with articulated digits, a pair of repulsor palms, and a pair of fists with the laser cannons deployed. Additionally, the laser beams themselves can be seen on the table in front of the figure. The gantry comes complete with a plethora of struts, arms, and armatures for you to assemble. There's the base in the middle, flanked by 2 dominant sidearms. There's also a pair of medium supports for both front and back, and these 2 pieces will form the large control arm that attaches to the helmet. Additionally, you have these 4 smaller arms for the legs. The included instructions will help to simplify the assembly of the gantry. The door to the battery compartment for the light-up feature is on the base's underside. Once you have that removed with a handy Phillips head screwdriver, drop in 3 AAA batteries. Replace the compartment door and flip the base back so that it's top side up, then flip the switch for the light-up feature, which can be found at the back. Once you've confirmed that everything works as it should, you're free to move on to building the gantry. There are 2 small segments of the gantry that you'll need to elevate to start. Just raise each of them up until they're at their maximum height. Once those are in place, slide the remaining independent sections of the base out as far as they'll go. Then tilt those sections upward as shown. Pulling these hollow cubes to the sides will lock the segments into place. The next step is to install these 4 small arms into the gantry, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. These will appear to lock onto the armor's boots once you've added the figure. Once that's done, move on to the 2 medium-sized arms. One will plug into the front of the gantry and the other into the rear. The front arm features a magnet that will enable you to attach the chest armor to it, so that you can simulate a suit-up action when the armor is in place. Similarly, the rear arm will attach to the back of the Neon Tech suit. Finally, the 3 largest mechanical arms will attach to specific keys on the sides and in the back of the base. Now let's take a closer look at the figure itself. Glossy black is the dominant tone of the Neon Tech Iron Man, with accents of neon blue strategically placed to highlight the lines and the shape of the armor. It's a motif that repeats itself throughout the figure and also in every part of the gantry. Those neon hues can be ignited by the judicious application of a black light to maximize the effect of this paintwork in your display. Removing the top of the helmet will provide access to the battery compartment and controls for the light-up eyes. This piece in the back hides a battery compartment for powering the light-up feature in the chest. And the armor piece over each bicep can be removed to access similar compartments for the light-up repulsor palms. Moving on to the articulation. The head sits on a double ball jointed neck and can look down and up and rotate side to side. This armor component at the top of the traps is also articulated and can raise up to expose a trio of rockets. And just behind those pods are a series of flaps that can be deployed. Moving the pauldron out of the way will allow the shoulders to fully shrug, dip, press, and row. And will also allow the arms to raise laterally a full 90 degrees. The arms will also rotate to the front or rear a full 360 degrees. The double jointed elbows will provide 160 degrees of flex. And the arms will also rotate at the ball joint in the shoulders. Extending the torso at the midsection will allow for about 30 degrees of crunch, as well as a decent amount of twist from side to side. Moving these two pieces out of the way and extending the legs at the hip will maximize the range of motion in every direction. This will then give you about 60 degrees of lateral lift, about 90 degrees of anterior lift, and about 30 degrees of posterior lift. The double jointed knees allow the legs to bend an impressive 160 degrees, and they'll also rotate at the ball joint in the hips about 20 degrees. The flaps in the calves are articulated and can be deployed, providing a glimpse at the inner workings of the armor. Finally, the feet will flex to the front, to the back, and from side to side. And a joint at the ball of the foot will allow for some movement there. The armor components here are magnetized and can be swapped out with similar pieces that feature deployed rocket pods. Similarly, each forearm can be stripped of all of its components and replaced with 4 swap-out pieces with rocket launchers deployed. The array of swap-out hands includes a pair of repulsor palms, a pair of hands with articulated digits, and this pair of fists with the laser cannons deployed. With those fists on the figure, you can then install the included laser beam accessories. This has been Sideshow's first look at the Neon Tech Iron Man with Suit-Up Gantry collectible set by Hot Toys. For more information about this figure, or to place an order, follow the link below. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to let your geek side show.